card team, but I don't know. I mean, but Jake Downing, he's looking pretty good as a backup. Put some strong numbers. They still got Jamar Chase and T Higgins, and I mean, even though I'm a Ravens fan, it kind of sucks to say, but they still got their roster minus Joe Burrow. So I mean, other than those top, like those teams past the top 5, top 6, like they can definitely move up if Pittsburgh loses. Like, say this game is pretty crucial for the Steelers because like if they lose, then they'll be 7-6, and they'll lose. So this is kind of a key game for them. So it's like a lot of room for error for these teams that KC you said hasn't really been showing love or that they used to. Like they lost to Green Bay. Do you think that because the same situation I'm seeing with Mahomes, right? Mahomes is an elite quarterback, obviously a Super Bowl champion. But do you see the same storyline that Lamar was dealing with a couple years ago? How he's a good quarterback, but the receivers he had. I'm talking about like prior to like Odell and like Zay Flowers. Like, do you see the same problem with Mahomes right now with the Chiefs? Because like Mahomes, he used to have Tyreek Hill, right? But now he has Marcus Scantling. He has, he has he has that Nicole. Well, I guess he got him back. Nicole Hardman, Kelsey. But like, do you see the same issue that you see with Lamar when he can't really produce like he used to be because he doesn't have the top tier, like he doesn't have top tier receivers other than Kelsey?
No,
you don't think so?
But
when Lamar had crappy.
No, but the situation I compare it to is what Brady went through kind of the last few years in New England, where it was Gronk and a bunch of wide receivers that didn't really know what you were going to get from them week in and week out.
I mean, you had Edelman and you had Amendola, and then you had, Hogan.
Yeah, but you had Edelman who was getting older. Hogan's like a number 3, number 4 wide receiver. Hogan was a lacrosse player that Belichick made a wide receiver. That's kind of what's going on.
I just don't feel that like no one is gonna hate Mahomes. I just don't feel like the criticism when Mahomes is an elite quarterback and they're not really winning. Well, I guess they're number 3 or number 4, but in the standings, but it's like they're not. He's not really. He's gonna let out the hook because like his receivers are not as good as they used to be.
Let off the hook because he's won before. That's it.
Yeah.
If he was still searching for his first ring, yeah, you'd hear a lot about it. But he's won. He's been in contention for others. They've already kind of proclaimed him as the next guy. So because of that, he gets leeway.
I don't know who the Facebook user. I'm not. It says Packers, and then Brady made people way better than they were. What's up? What's going on, Jory? What's going on?
Yeah, what's up, Jory? That Facebook user is probably from mine.
Okay. But yeah, let me know what y'all think if y'all listen to the show. Let me know what y'all thoughts are for the NFL season.
But that's kind of what they're saying though. I mean, that's Josh. What's up, Josh? Brady was able to do that to a certain point, right? When the line kind of started breaking down in front of him, then Brady was kind of limited on what he could do. So now you look at a situation with Mahomes where Mahomes doesn't really – I mean, he has a decent running game, but you wouldn't say it's an elite running game.
Yeah.
And he has Kelsey, who's an elite tight end, although he's been kind of shaky a few weeks this season. The problem's always been who can they put around Kelsey that can consistently perform. Remember, early in the season, it was supposed to be Kadarius Toney. Then he had that terrible game with the drops. We've heard nothing from him since. Going into the season, Chiefs fans were telling everybody who would listen that Sky Moore was the next guy. I can't tell you a play Sky Moore has made all season. Then it's Hardman they got back, but Hardman I feel like is more of a special teams gadget player type wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like he can make big plays on reverses and stuff like that. So I don't really count him. But Mahomes is relying on a lot of young, unproven receivers. Now, who's to say by the time we get to the playoffs, they aren't playing better? It's just that right now, they need those guys to step up because Denver is within reach at least. They're still 2 games back, but if the Chiefs slip up another few weeks, who knows? They might be stuck in a race for the division title that they weren't expecting. At least their defense is playing well, so that's definitely helped them out.
Yeah, I mean, I just like so. I don't know if Jory, that was a question. So does Mahomes make people look makes people
I
look
think that's
better?
that. I think that's kind of going towards what Josh was saying that Brady made people
This
way better.
it's on my what's going on, Mystery Sauce? So yeah, what up, Jordan and
That's
Kyle? What's going on, man? I mean, yeah. So like, do you like? So where do you put as far as like who's your MVP ladder right now? Who's your current MVP ladder? Do you have Lamar up there because he's having a good season? Like, do you put it's hard because everyone's like you have Dak Prescott, which is probably doing good. Not surprised, yeah. So you have to put him up there.
not surprising. This is what the Cowboys do. They win 10, 11 games. This is what they do. They're right on
I mean, but
pace.
Dak is playing pretty good though. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. He's playing as
But that
better than
speaks
what
to
I.
kind of how weird the season is. Going into the year, if you ask people who would be your MVP, you'd say Jalen Hurts. Well, depending on who you ask, Jalen Hurts has been up and down. Okay.
Wait, so Jory just said my point. So the Chiefs' problem is when Kelsey is their number one. So let me just read it. So let me put it up there. Let me put the comment up there actually. So the Chiefs' problem is when Kelsey is their number one option, and he's blocking as much as he is due to that offensive line. There's nobody trustworthy or development enough. So listen, let's just backtrack.
That's
Obviously,
that's the point I was making with the Patriots.
but I was
When
saying
you
with the
had
Ravens too.
Gronk
Like
and
when we
nobody,
had
with
when
the
we had
offensive line being bad, Gronk had to block a lot.
yeah, that's the same point for the Ravens. Like back in the day, like before we got
Lamar,
but
Lamar's never
listen,
been
listen,
seen as the
listen.
passer as Mahomes. That's why I wouldn't
But
count
I'm
it the
saying,
same.
but listen, he's still a quarterback. But I'm saying Stanley
Lamar
was
can
out.
run out of situations. Mahomes can't
No,
do that.
but I'm saying so Stanley, he was hurt. Like he's always been out of the lineup, right? We had
Okay.
a subpar O line, so all we really had was Andrews as the number one target. You know what I'm saying? Like now, but now like I don't see Mahomes getting much hate. Obviously, he has 2 rings to prove
Because
it, but it's like
Mahomes has taken that group to the title game. Lamar has one playoff win. That's the difference.
I'm just saying, man. You just gotta like still like I feel like that. Yes, he does have the 2 rings to prove it, and he has been to the Super Bowl and been to the AFC Championship game and did all that.
Trust me,
But
if
it's like,
Lamar gets to a Super Bowl, he will get the same treatment. I guarantee it.
but like Jory, I mean, I guess she said both our points, like to an extent because like our O line has always been beaten up. And who was the number one target on the Ravens? Mark Andrews. But now since we have weapons, now
Mark Andrews
it's a
is
lot.
still the number one target.
I mean, you would say he is, but I mean he's left off his back. Could be like Zay and people who can make play after the catch like Zay and Bateman. Odell is not doing what he needs to do. Lately's
Because
likely is
the
doing.
fit of Odell with this quarterback was going to be a struggle.
Hey Kyle, do you think Messi robbed? Man, maybe go get into soccer a little bit, bro. Um,
Quick answer: yes.
who is? Oh, is that Josh saying I'm an idiot or this
That's
clown?
that's Chase.
Oh, Chase.
So
I'm not
he's a
trying to.
Chiefs fan.
I'm not trying to argue Mahomes. I'm just trying to say Jory just put up a comment. I'm gonna post it again for Chase if you didn't hear it. That
I still think that goes more
what
towards the New England comparison, not the Baltimore comparison.
I don't know, man. I just think that we had our O line was injured. We didn't have no O line. We were all getting hurt, and then all of a sudden, boom, our number one target was Andrews. But now Mahomes has the same issue right now with his Kelsey being number one, no receivers. But he had a good running back in Pacheco. But it's like where is I guess I don't know, maybe Mahomes is getting hate like because he's doing what he can do with the receivers he has. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's
And
like,
they're 8-4 still.
yeah,
That's a
they
game
are.
back of the
But they're
Ravens.
losing but they're losing the team that they shouldn't be losing to, like the Packers. They lost to
Who
Jordan
the
Love.
Ravens lose to this year?
We only lost to the Colts,
Shouldn't have lost
Steelers.
that game. Shouldn't have lost that game.
I mean, there were some questionable calls that weren't called against
No,
them.
no.
Steelers, that was a weird game. That was a weird game. We weren't dropping balls.
You lost to the Steelers when they had Matt Canada and their offense was trash.
We blow out a team that was before the game was like the fifth in like Russian defense in the Lions. Whoop they ass, and then
you beat them on the
Seattle.
road where they're a different team.
Huh?
You beat the Lions in Baltimore. Lions aren't a good road team.
Okay, but they're still the number 5, 5th team in rushing or whatever or something like that.
That doesn't mean anything.
I mean, what Lions they're like 10 and what are they, like 10-3 right now or 10 and something in NFC? So I mean, let me beat the Seahawks. So it's like, so that game where we lost to the Steelers, like that first game,
it all boils down to the Ravens don't have the same cachet that the Chiefs do because the Chiefs are being called a dynasty.
All I gotta say,
the Ravens have been underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
One playoff win, that's underwhelming.
Oh, I thought you meant like this season, like what we're doing this season.
No.
Everyone's picking us up beating Super Bowls, so we should be in there. We should be there. All I gotta say is we're number 4 behind the Niners in the league. We're 2 in the we're 2 in the freaking conference. So we're doing what we should do.
All I'll say is, if the Ravens don't make a Super Bowl this year, probably not going to happen. You don't have Burrow in your face. I mean, the only quarterback you're probably
our option. Wait, so the buys, people who get the buy, it has to be the number 1 in the conference, right? Like at least conference, right? So it's not the league.
Oh, and I forgot, Jacksonville, who was challenging you for it, Trevor Lawrence got hurt. Everything's breaking the Ravens' way.
Well, they're saying that he should be back. Lawrence is
high ankle sprain. I can't trust.
Well,
that.
he's questionable. He's questionable, right. But yeah. It's no rush to get him back, but obviously it kind of is because it's like these games you can't really afford to lose, and then, but that's up to them. That's up to them because I thought he had an ankle and an ACL with his knee went back, but he got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everything's falling our way. Burrows is hurt. I mean, that was on their fault. I mean, he had a wrist cast on before the game or whatever.
He tried to play. I'm not going to say that's their fault.
But I'm saying
he understood how big the game was.
No. What I'm saying, like I heard they're going to get fined because they didn't put him on the injury list.
They don't care about that. They'll pay the fine and they'll be all right.
I mean, yeah, Jory's like, Watson is out. I mean, Burrow is out. T-Law is hurt. Bills are declining. And the purple people don't do much. I don't want to hear about them ever. He's don't look all too hot. I mean, but they're number 4 in the conference. So I mean, yeah, they're doing something right.
Because at least we know what the Chiefs are in the playoffs. A lot of these other teams in the AFC, we don't know. If Houston gets in, what do we know about them in the playoffs? Nothing. What do we know about the Colts? Nothing. What do we know about the Dolphins? Nothing. It's the Chiefs and Ravens right now. That's what it is.
And I mean, I guess you can say a little bit of Miami because they got Tyreek Hill but they're unknown.
We don't know what Tua looks like
Bills are there. They've been to the AFC conference.
Bills are broken. They are mentally broken ever since that Chiefs playoff loss.
Do you think he's still a top tier quarterback, top 5, top 10?
I never had him as top tier. He was always second tier.
Josh Allen?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't let everybody in. I'm exclusive.
So who's in your exclusive list for QBs, man?
Going into the year, exclusive quarterbacks were Mahomes, maybe Hurts. That was the top tier.
That's why
After
Mahomes
that,
hurts.
then you could throw in Allen, you could throw in Herbert, you can throw in I don't care what you
You
throw
better
in
not put
second.
Lamar in the same conversation than that. You better put him in the top one or top two,
Lamar's
or
not in
top
the top
tier.
tier. Lamar's not in the top tier.
Oh man,
I mean, technically, Hurts only really got in there because he made the Super Bowl run. Mahomes is kind of in his own category. I can't put a guy with one playoff win as a top tier quarterback. I need
I mean,
results
but
in January.
you can't really place the whole blame on Lamar though. Like yes, he's the quarterback, but it's like
In
the
a few
defense.
seasons, he's been hurt, so he's been unavailable.
I mean,
Hmm?
yeah, and then we didn't have the receivers. I mean, we had Andrews. I mean, and
See, you're talking to the wrong person.
we were
I
a
saw
hunt,
Brady win with receivers that people couldn't pick out of a lineup, and he got it done.
and we were a Huntley fumble touchdown from taking the lead and winning that. Me and you did the play by play of that game. You should know.
Here's a simple thought:
God damn,
don't
corner.
jump from the 3 yard line on
That
a
you know,
QB
I
sneak.
mean, he should have went under. I mean, that's or they should have fed Dobbins. I mean,
I would
Dobbins
have thought Pro Bowl players would know better, but I don't know.
oh man. Oh man, oh man. Not again, not again. Like
I'm
Drake.
just saying. That's the what he. Look. I don't know what he was thinking, but hey, more power to him.
Is there any other news we missed for the NFL? Let me just look at the NFL news, bro. Um, a lot
I
of, a
mean,
lot of,
look,
a lot
look,
of, a lot of.
I know you think the Ravens are favorites, but looking at the AFC right now,
Yeah.
are you worried about any team other than Kansas City?
It's about in the AFC.
Yeah.
All I'm worried about is just I'm just worried about Miami because how good they do. I mean, Tua's still it's still a Tua concussion away from their season derailing, but it's like they're putting up numbers. I mean, got Tyreek Hill. That's why I can't wait for that game I'm going to on New Year's Eve. It's gonna be a good one. I'm not worried about them really. I'm Steelers. I mean, I'm not really worried about them. I mean, their last games are the Patriots tonight. And the Colts, Bengals are gonna be a good one. Seahawks, which we beat. Then we got the rate. Then we got us at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the Chiefs, I'm not really worried about anything but Miami and KC's schedule. They
And Jordan
have
brings up a good point.
the
Miami
Bills.
has a lot of front runner in them. That's what I'm saying. I need to see them in a playoff situation. If their passing game isn't clicking, I know they have a pretty good running game, but if they get down, what's going on, Liam? Like if they get down 10 points to, let's say the Ravens, can Tua and that offense execute in a playoff situation? And let's say they're on the road in Baltimore. That's where I don't know if Miami can do that. I kind of have a surprising team that might pose a challenge, and this depends on a lot of things going right for them. I think Houston is actually built to give the Ravens some problems. My only thing would be it's a lot to ask CJ Stroud in his rookie season to at this point go on the road to Baltimore and win a playoff game.
I mean, yeah. I mean, our defense is scary, man. It's gonna put up a
Ravens have
problem.
had good defenses before.
I'm saying this is probably the. I mean, I'm not saying it's probably the best overall. I'm saying this we're like number one defense in the league, I think, or number two, I think.
I mean, yes, they have a good defense. I get that.
And then if our offense clicks on all cylinders, we're a Super Bowl team, bro. If offense
big
can click,
that's what I'm saying. That's the if that. If they answer that, then yes, they should be a Super Bowl team.
so what's gonna be the hate? Like, I'm not saying hate, but what's gonna be the stigma if Lamar, or when Lamar gets to the Super Bowl and it gets to the AFC Championship? Like,
You
what's gonna be?
realize
Oh,
Lamar has a lot of fans in the NFL media. that are waiting for him to break through.
I'm one of them.
Okay.
I mean, he needs a breakthrough. He needs to. He needs
Uh,
to shut
I'm
the
just
haters
saying.
up. George said Houston, so I don't think she agrees with you, man.
I'm just saying. The way the AFC is going, you're gonna get some surprise
I
team.
mean, like you might as well hit the Colts because Colts are they had the same record.
I'm not buying in the Colts at all.
I mean, there's really no other team I'm worried about. I mean, I'm not worried about the Kansas City Chiefs because, like, I mean, they really don't have a good defense.
I would be if they still end up getting a top seed. If Kansas City navigates this system and ends up as the 1 seed, they're only a game behind Baltimore.
Well, they have the Bills and your team, and then the Raiders, which they should win. They should win against the Bengals, and it's a divisional game for the round up against the Chargers.
There's a chance they win out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that we might win out. I mean, we have the Rams, we have the Jags. I'm not worried about the Niners other than their defense. And then just I think we had the Miami, which
that's gonna be. You're not worried about the Niners other than their defense?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a stretch where Brock Purdy had a terrible stretch of games, and he
also didn't have Deebo Samuel and his left tackle.
Okay.
You can't make the argument for the Ravens and then look at the Niners, who were in the NFC title game last season, and be like, I'm not really worried about them.
I'm not really worried about them. I mean, I know my defense, or I know my team is doing good this season. I mean, it's gonna be a good game. It's on Christmas, so it's gonna be a good one. It's in San Francisco. I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
She agreed with the Houston part.
Huh?
No, Joy was saying when she put Houston that she agrees with Houston.
She was agreeing with you?
Yeah, about Houston. Only thing with Houston, I think Tank Dell's a little banged up. They would obviously need him, but weirder things have happened in the NFL. And this seems like the type of season where we may get a surprise matchup that nobody is even predicting in the Super Bowl. Because obviously looking at it, most people I think would say probably Ravens-Eagles or something, or Ravens-Niners, depending on how you see the NFC.
Thinking either Ravens or Niners or Ravens and Eagles.
The people tuning in know you're thinking that.
People would love to see Lamar hurt Super Bowl.
I mean, I guess.
Two electrifying quarterbacks. It's probably and two good defenses. And
I mean, Tua hurt Super Bowl has backstory to it.
Who?
Tua versus Hurts, Dolphins, Eagles.
I mean, Lamar and two of the top tier quarterbacks in the league going at it in Super Bowl. That's pretty in Vegas.
You need to stop saying top tier. Lamar's not a top tier quarterback until he proves it in the playoffs.
But so that
regular season's good for MVPs.
But by saying that, by saying that top tier quarterback, because I mean,
that's why I said Mahomes was my only quarterback up there.
But by you saying that, you're looking over like the stats he's putting up this year. Like he's not top tier with those stats.
He could just be a regular season quarterback. That doesn't make you top tier.
The hate, man.
He has as many MVPs as playoff wins. Are you gonna tell me he's top tier?
Yeah, he's top tier. No, I mean if I were at a bar and I was having a sports convo with some guy at the bar and like, hell, where would I put Lamar at? People would say top 5.
Is this a Ravens bar? Is this a bar in Baltimore? What are we talking about?
The bar in anywhere I go. I mean, Ravens. Everywhere you go, you see a Raven. Ravens, they flock everywhere, bro. You see them everywhere.
I haven't seen a Ravens thing down here.
But y'all were. I'm not gonna say I don't care. But I mean, y'all were like y'all wanted Lamar in Atlanta, right?
Atlanta's not my team. I don't care what they do. I thought they should have went after him because it made sense.
Liam was like, I think I'm better than them all. I've never played in pro. I never will.
Yeah, Liam's my guy who talks soccer. He's trying to get like more into NFL and stuff like that.
I feel like you he's my guy, right? Mystery Sauce, because I remember him. and then I think I'm better than all them all. But I mean, I gotta say, man, I think that and also Jory, you owe me or Jory, you're supposed to get a Lamar jersey. I forgot about that because the Ravens
They
the
don't
week
sell that.
Titans.
They don't sell that crap down here.
Hey, you can get it on NFLshop.com, man. But yeah, I mean, well, like what other teams are in the AFC that I'm worried about. I'm not really worried about anyone, really, to be honest. I think that we can go.
I
I
still
think
think the Bengals could be an issue.
I think we can go up against any like the best right now. I think that we're like the way we're run, like the way we're picking up numbers and just
You
the
know
way
what's
we
crazy
are.
though? The
Mhm.
Ravens did this a few years ago. We're the 1 seed and lost early in the playoffs.
Oh man, someone is that Chase or who's that? Josh?
That's my boy Juan. What's up, Juan?
One who?
I say Valley.
That's my boy from it was good one. I don't know why it's not showing up as
Well, they have to
name.
click the link to allow their name to be used.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. It's in the description. So if you clicked on like my video, someone just click that link and
wait, where's that at? Where's it or is it or only they can see it?
hmm?
Like
Yeah,
where's that link at?
it's in the description. So if they look at the description under the video, the link's there. They just click that and then say accept, and then their name will pop up.
Oh. Yeah, if y'all can do that, bro, I don't know who's who, so if y'all can do that, whoever says Facebook user, I know I see Jory's name.
Hmm.
Uh, bro, Johnny Manziel is better than Lamar. Get the hell out of here, man. But I know he's trolling. But I think Juan he's a Cowboys fan, so kind of hide under the Facebook username. Juan is the Cowboys fan. Dak is butt.
I mean, the Cowboys could look at the Ravens and say, "Have y'all done more than us?"
Man, the Cowboys haven't won anything since like I was even.
Back when they were a
Not,
dynasty, the Ravens won one, and that was it.
hey man, it's hard to it's hard to repeat. All I can do is I gotta do is have Tom Brady, and that's the only quarterback.
Patriots did it. The Steelers won multiple. See, one did it. Okay, so
Oh, cool. I now I see your name
the
now.
Patriots have won multiple. The Steelers have won multiple. The Niners, the Packers.
Now I'm saying like just like back to back to back to back to
I
back.
didn't say
The
they had
same
to go
team.
back to back. I don't expect any team to do that.
I mean, we had two Super Bowls. Most people don't have one in the league. So
Yeah, but you can't
and
join.
and KC just got theirs like recently. Like what had they done prior to
Casey's still on a more extended run than the Ravens
I
have
mean,
had.
now they have a good quarterback at the helm. Where have they been since like prior to they winning those two rings? Like they have been. I mean, they had Alex Smith at one point. They had
They had
a
Trent
couple
Green. They had some. They had Alex Smith. They had some teams.
no rings, and then when the home. But I'm not knocking anything on Mahomes. He did his thing.
Look,
Yeah,
you are coming at the wrong fan bases. See, the Ravens fans can't talk about Chiefs because they've gotten them. You know who the Ravens can hold that over? Lions fans or something. That's who y'all can flex against. Can't flex to no Patriots or Cowboys or Niners fans.
I'm not gonna flex on Patriots. I'm
I'm
saying,
just saying, talking about the Cowboys haven't won since what the
but
'90s.
they're called America's team. Like for what?
They had sustained success at that time.
But where is the success now?
Where's the Ravens' sustained success?
I mean, we've always been a top tier, bottom top to bottom organization. I mean, ask anybody like that's a football or a sports fan that everyone respects our organization. We just got to have the right pieces and it's come together.
If I
What?
ask the average NFL fan to name historic franchises, Nobody's bringing up the Ravens. Unless you're a Lamar fan or a Ravens fan right now.
No one's bringing up the Titans or the Niners.
See, we never brought the Titans into this.
But Jory's coming at my team like Ravens won Super Bowl.
They won in 2012. That was the last one they got. That's a fact.
Yeah, but I mean, even you said at one point that the Patriots should be called America's team because they're most relevant.
Yeah.
But then,
you're allowed to switch America's team.
Then they're trying to defend the Cowboys because they've had like same success.
When you think 90s, who do you think about?
I think about. I don't know. I was born in 98, so I don't know.
You think Cowboys and Niners. When you think 2000s, who do you think?
Ravens, because they had that D.
No, you don't.
Boss.
You think Patriots. Or Chiefs, maybe, because if you came in the latter end of it, you probably only know the Chiefs as like the dominant team in the AFC. The Ravens are in between, like kind of a weird place. Because, yes, people can name Ray Lewis. They can name Ed Reed. I think some will name Jamal Lewis. Jonathan Ogden. Maybe now you're starting to get deeper into the weeds a little bit. But
I think that, I mean, we had Pod Heat. Then, we had... Haloti Ngata,
a good tight end. I don't know if he's as remembered as
Haloti Ngata. I mean,
Ngata was pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, Yonda. Okay. I mean, he's in the Ring of Honor. I mean, who else? Derek Mason. I mean, he was a receiver at the point. I mean, we had Steve Smith. I mean, we had at his tail end of his prime.
Steve Smith
we had Ladarius Webb. People forget about him. He was like a returner, a good returner.
Nobody naming Ladarius Webb.
I'm just saying he was a good returner for us. Like he was more like he was like
talking about the names that are synonymous with the Ravens. Ladarius Webb is not coming up in no conversation about the Ravens. It's
I'm just
Ray
saying
Lewis.
That's who I remember. Those are the two. Haloti Ngata. Oh, Terrell Suggs.
Okay, I'd give you Suggs, yeah. The same way if I say the Patriots, who do you think about? I wouldn't expect you to say Aaron Dobson. No. You would say Brady, Gronk, Edelman, probably, would be the first three you go to.
We got some concerts. I think San Francisco and Dallas. Jordan is back. I never left, man. 90s maybe Paul Mullins. I don't know who that is. Suggs, yeah. In the 90s, Emmitt Smith was the best player. You definitely looked that up, bro.
I just told you William is trying to get into the NFL. So, yes, he absolutely looked that up. But that's what I'm saying. If you think about the Cowboys, you would go Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin. See, Mo put Richard Seymour.
Yeah, his son played. His son, then Mitchell, Keaton Mitchell's dad, he had the infamous kick return against the freaking Titans. That was like that play, that punt return of that. I think.
So the year the Ravens had the 1 seed, is that the year the Titans beat them in the playoffs? Or am I thinking of two different years?
I think the year that we went 14-3 or 14-2, that was Lamar's MVP season. When we went 14-3, when we wiped the Rams. I'm trying to think
I know they weren't one and done in the playoffs. I don't think.
I think the Ravens lost.
Titans did beat them that year. Okay.
Yeah, then we beat them the next year.
And that was the Titans. AFC title run year, I think.
Yeah, Derrick Henry and yeah. But
I
then we
mean,
got our lick back the year after that.
then we kicked it. So now
And
I'm trying to
then
think of that Patriots game.
we held Derrick Henry to like what 40 yards that game.
Oh wait, so is that the Patriots game? Okay, so that's the Patriots game when Brady threw the pick six, which was like his last throw as a Patriot. Okay, so the years are kind of coming together now. Okay, all right. I just had to, you know, figure
I
all
mean,
that
yeah,
out.
I'm just saying, I'm just Alonzo like just trolling. Um, I mean, yeah. So yeah, so the Titans did beat us. It was a close game, but they beat us, and then that's when Derrick Henry like put uh who was that cornerback from the Seahawks that we had from the at the time it was
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
it was close. What are you talking about, Jory?
I mean, I can't think of the score at the top of my head, so I don't know.
But I forgot who the I was dealing with here because he was the Seahawks. Yeah, it was that game where he put when he put when he put that dude through a blender like this a spin with the stiff arm. Oh my gosh.
Is it the? I know the Patriots had a Seahawks corner as well, and I think he played with the Ravens too.
Nah. No, and he only played for the Seahawks. I don't remember the corner that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Was it Earl Thomas? There you go.
I completely forgot about Earl Thomas years in Baltimore. Not gonna lie, Earl
Yeah.
Thomas is pretty good.
Yeah, we had a couple players. I mean, Eric Weddle, he was good. He for a couple years for us.
Well, was pretty good.
Um, I mean, yeah, we had some
I
good
still remember
players.
Waddle as a Charger
And
though.
we had some good players, outside of Ray Lewis. We had Nada, we had Tahi, we had, Suggs, we had,
I'm not saying
some
you
good name
didn't.
players.
I'm just saying if I went to the average NFL fan and just said Baltimore Ravens, they'd probably say, well, they'd say Lamar obviously because currently, and then they'd probably say Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, because I would say like name three players, and that's probably the three they would go to,
Yeah,
which
but I
is
think
perfectly
that
fine because
this team reminds me like of like because Juan has a good point because he was saying how that I do think the Ravens of the Ravens in the 2000s when we talked about defense, but as a whole unit, I don't. But now it's like we are clicking on all cylinders on all within defense. So it's like this can be a dangerous playoff team if we get deep into the playoffs. Um, Roquan Smith is playing his role at middle linebacker. We got Queen there. Kyle Hamilton is playing well. Marlon Humphreys, I think, coming back, I think, from injury, but I think everyone's healthy. I did hear that Lamar, I don't think he was hurt at all yesterday, but like he wasn't at practice today, but they said he was healthy. But he was the only player that, wasn't at practice, but everyone else
I
is
mean
injury
he's
free.
not used to playing right now. His body's kind of, it's kind of worried.
No, no, no. He was the only player that wasn't at practice.
His
But
body
no one
hasn't
knows
been used to
why.
this kind of work. Body hasn't gone through this many weeks in the season in forever.
Well, we had a bye, so we needed that bye. But he said that
All
Lamar
I'm
is
saying
not
is,
at practice.
all I'm saying is that
It's
the
Jackson's
Ravens,
first absence of the season. He did not indicate anything was wrong with Wednesday when speaking with the
he
media.
probably just needed some time away. That's probably all it is. But if I'm looking at playoff teams and I'm categorizing them, the Ravens go into the category of show me in the playoffs. I don't care what the Ravens do in the regular season, to be honest with you. The only thing going into the season that I said about the Ravens is, can Lamar stay healthy? So far, he's done that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I needed to know about the regular season. When they get to the playoffs, I need to know, can they win?
So did you expect the Ravens to be like number 2 in the conference, and number 4 in the division or in the league?
No, because I picked them to be third in the North. which technically, we don't know because Burrow got hurt and Watson. And I think I had the Ravens and Browns as tied. It would depend on the tiebreaker. But I had the Bengals winning the division. I think I had the Ravens. I had the Ravens as a playoff team, as a wild card team.
Oh, they're not. I don't think they're gonna be a wild card anymore.
We've already gone over this. The whole AFC has broken in a way for the Ravens to take it this year. It's whether or not they can do it.
Yeah, no, it's under their destiny. I mean, we should be 10-3 after we beat the Rams this Sunday.
Don't sleep on the Rams because I did that 4 weeks ago and they're still hanging around somehow. That's all I'll say.
That's what people said. Don't say sleep on the Chargers, but they got their ass whooped. So
have you seen the Chargers this season?
They've been kind of up and down.
They've been down. What up and down? What are they? 4-8? There's no up and down in that.
What are they, like 6-6 or something like that?
No, they're not. If they're 6-6, they're not.
5. They're like 5-7.
Okay.
But
you look up that roster and tell me how they're 5-7.
Huh?
I'm just saying. Look at the Chargers roster and tell me how they're 5-7.
Don't know.
Well, I know, but they don't know.
So, well, I was gonna ask you what team scares you, but your team is at the bottom of the barrel this year. Like, are there any?
I'm completely fine with that.
Are you worried about any teams like or do you see teams that making a push? Like, you said the Texans.
I said I'm intrigued by Houston. I hope they get in because I want to see what they can do. Yeah. Another team, possibly Denver.
Yeah. Well, their last couple games, I think they got the. Oh, I see the Denver. Denver's last couple games, they play the Chargers, Lions, Patriots, Broncos, or Chargers again, and then the Raiders. So they could win out. I mean, they could lose. I can see lose to the Lions.
Because for me, get to 10 wins, you're probably getting. The Broncos are 6-6 right now. They should be able to get 4 wins out of that remaining schedule. They should. Now, Denver's not necessarily a team that you can just bank on because of how their season's gone. But I don't know. I like what I see from them the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. If maybe since we haven't done this in a while, we can do our week 13 predictions. Let me see.
I mean, we could do. I have been off all season, but yeah.
Starting with tonight's game. Steelers, Patriots. Who do you have winning?
Steelers should win. I guess I could go with that.
Yeah, Steelers. I think I'm gonna go with Steelers, but I want them to. I need them to lose because they're in my division. But who knows? Trubisky versus who's that?
That makes me want the Steelers to win even more now. Because I want to see the Ravens sweat, knowing that Pittsburgh.
Maurice, that's the score 6-3.
That's his prediction.
Oh my, jeez, man.
Because even though the Patriots are bad, their defense is really good, which kind of makes it complicated.
I feel bad for Judon. He should be back on the Ravens, man. I miss him.
That's y'all's fault.
I guess at the time we didn't have the money to pay him, but we should have kept him. But we have a couple. I mean, but Clowney, he's been doing good for us, man. Like that was a good pickup for us. And then Van Noy.
Clowney is a cautionary tale.
But hey, for right now, he's doing good. He's a good pickup.
Well, I hope in the biggest games he shows up for you.
And Van Noy has a good pickup, a little veteran signing.
Yeah, I like Van Noy.
Yeah, he's on the Patriots, right? At one point.
Patriots, Dolphins. Yeah, he's been around a little bit.
Or like Rams, I think, right? Or like that. All right, so we had the Ravens, Rams. I'm going by the ESPN schedule. Ravens, Rams. Who do we have winning week 13? Sunday.
Ravens should win, but I'm telling you now, the Rams will make it interesting. But the Ravens will win.
Yeah, I picked the Ravens. Seahawks, Niners.
Niners. I hate picking against the Seahawks because I like Geno Smith and some of the players they have, but the Niners have it rolling right now.
All right, Bills, Chiefs.
Everybody says this is game of the week. My problem is both teams have been for a couple of weeks. I kind of want to take the Bills here.
I'm gonna go Bills too. I'm gonna go Bills because they have the better weapons. I mean, as far as Diggs and
they have the better weapon.
And Von Miller, I don't know what happened with him, man. He's at the league.
At this point, out of sight, out of mind with Von Miller. So Gene.
That's Gene. Let's go. What's going on, Gene?
Now that's a good point by Jory. It is an Arrowhead. Josh Allen on the road in Arrowhead in that environment, but I'm
going Bills.
I'll stick with the Bills.
I'm going Bills. Okay. We got Bucks Falcons. I don't know. I think I'm going Bucks.
I mean, it's in Atlanta, so you should go Falcons, but I'm going Bucks as well. Because at this point, I feel like let the Bucks win the division. I don't care.
I'm sleepy, Jory. Sorry. Colts, Bengals.
Bengals. My bold prediction, what was it, on Big Three, I said the Bengals make the playoffs, even though Burrow got hurt. So I got to stick with it. Give the Bengals.
He said tie?
Yeah, Jory doesn't like either team.
Jaguars, Browns. I think I'm going Jags.
Browns.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm not expecting Trevor Lawrence to play this week.
Who's their quarterback for the Browns?
DTR. Well, it could be Flacco. I mean, DTR was finding a rhythm. It's mainly for the Browns defense, even though Garrett's hurt. But I'll take the Browns.
Texas. I'm going Texans over Jets. Lions. I'm going Lions over Bears. Panthers. I'm going Saints because they're 1-11. The Panthers, so I'm going with the Saints. Vikings. I'm going Vikings against the Raiders. So do you agree with those last two picks or last three? Texans.
Yep.
And then on the Broncos Chargers, that's gonna be a good one. Broncos are 6-6, and then Chargers are 5-7. I'm going with Broncos.
Yep.
Then the Sunday night game, I'm going Eagles Cowboys. Man, I want to hear your pick on this one.
I mean, look, it sets up for the Cowboys to win it. Eagles coming off.
But who's home? Is it Dallas?
Yes, I believe it's in Dallas. Eagles are coming off the loss to the Niners, emotional game and everything. But I did say between the Niners and the Cowboys game, they're going to lose one. So they lost the Niners game. I'm picking them to beat the Cowboys. So give me the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely
that's true, Mo.
Yeah, look at the Mile Miracle. That was a crazy game. Crazy way to end the game.
But,
that's still a good play. No matter what, he plays the ball.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Defensively, it was a dumb
Ravens
play.
hate is fucking ridiculous right now. Man.
That's not Ravens hate.
Anyways,
it's the same thing I said watching Alabama Auburn.
I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm not. I'm not with the bullshit today, man.
Bro, you're a safety. You have one job, not to let
True.
somebody behind you, and he let somebody get behind him. Dumb defense.
I'm going Dallas.
Okay.
It looks like we have two Monday night games.
Yep.
Giants and Packers, and then Titans and Miami. I'm going Packers, and then I'm
Hmm.
going Miami.
Yep.
Hopefully, Titans can upset the Miami so we can be number one in the conference. But I mean, I'm liking Miami.
Already looking for favors. Look at you.
Hey, I mean that's what it is, right? We're number two. If they lose, we're number one. But I mean, so I'm hoping for the Titans to win, but I want Miami's gonna win to be safe. But I would like a Miami loss. Um, so yeah, those are the predictions. Yeah, if you want to move to I've been all right. So let's get into so before we get to the NBA real quick, and then after we end the
Uh-huh.
show, let's go. Let's just briefly talk about the college football playoffs.
Yes,
I
let's
know
do
you
that.
had I know you had some hate
It's not
on
hate. Bruh, look, just because I say something that goes against Alabama doesn't mean I'm hating. I clearly said Alabama is a playoff team. The problem is the way the committee got around to it was wrong. That's one. Two, I never liked the four-team system. It made no sense. You have five power conferences, but only four teams make a playoff. Dumb. Because either way, you're gonna like illegitimize one conference champion at least. Most years it's two. Because how many years have we seen Georgia Alabama play in the SEC title game and then both of them make the playoff anyway? Several years. Or Alabama LSU did that at one point. So that's why I said every time I make the argument, it seems like I'm saying Alabama shouldn't be in. Alabama very well should be in. You know who else should be in the playoff? Georgia should be in the playoff. They went 12-1. If everybody's telling me the SEC is so great, how come they're not in it? Because it's a four-team system, and you couldn't justify Georgia going in this season. But they should be playing. They should have the opportunity to play for a national championship. It would only make sense. They won the previous two, but it is what it is. I look at a team like, I don't know, Ohio State. Only one loss to Michigan, who's the number one team. They lost by 3, and only because they're on the same side of the Big Ten, they didn't get to play each other in the Big Ten championship. But Ohio State's a pretty good team as well. So college football put themselves in this situation by only having 4 teams because there's so many adjectives I could use there, but it just makes zero sense. And the reasons against expanded playoff make no sense either because it's always, well, what about the kids and the bowl? Bro, I don't care about 95% of the bowl games other than playoff games and ones that BC are in. And BC gets to 2 bowls. It's either the Pinstripe Bowl or the Fenway Bowl. That's it. So I already know when they're going to play. Outside of that, maybe I'll check out 1 or 2 outside of that. So you can extend the playoff. You can still have these meaningless bowls for these teams. I don't care. But give more of these top tier teams a chance to play for a national title. The division below this group does a 24-team playoff and they crown a champion. I'm not saying that they need to go to 24 because I can already hear the crying from all the college football fans, but it needed to be 12 or 16. We're getting 12 next year. Then I'll start caring. But yeah, Florida State, because of what they did, should have been in. I'm not going to say that I don't understand why they put Alabama in. I get why they did it. It's just messed up doing that to Florida State.
I mean, but I thought that Michigan could have gotten it because like the whole like scandal. Because I thought they're gonna like kind
I
of.
don't care about that.
I mean, that's why they should have. Like, so you're saying they should care about that, and like that whole
They
scandal.
showed they didn't care.
But I'm saying like that's why I was questioning why he's in there is like half the season he wasn't even coaching. Um,
I mean, he only missed 3 games.
yeah, but it's like a dude got accused of cheating and taking people's but whatever. Anyways, um, like do you really think that would have been an exciting bowl
I
game
mean, here's my thing though. Do we really think Michigan's the only team that may have tried anything? No.
who knows? I don't know.
No.
But like, I mean, would you want to see FSU versus Michigan, even though their
That
QB
is
is not in
not
the playoffs?
that's not my problem though. They were ranked 4th and they
Right.
won the game and they got dropped to 5th. Why? They did their job. They won the game.
But it's like that. But
It's not like
the
Alabama was 5th either. Alabama was
no.
8th and
But the
jumped
point.
all the way ahead of them. And so
But
did Texas at 7.
the point was like I think the last like bullet point of like like the committee has like different.
You're listening to a bunch of ESPN workers
No, but
who
no,
have
but
SEC deals
but that's
explaining this.
but that's their the guidelines.
They had to come up
the
with
strength-
that to
that strength-
justify the move.
No, even if Alabama lost, they still would have present the rules, right? Strength of schedule, right?
The committee doesn't even know the rules. The committee sits in a room and does beauty pageant style on 4 teams. They don't have a set of rules. They'll tell you whatever you need to hear.
I mean, Alabama should have been in because they beat. I mean, they knocked out the best team in the nation. I mean,
so it came down to 1 game. That's it for you. Just 1 game.
I mean, that's what it came down to last year. Between leads to Tennessee and
Florida State beat everybody,
and then lost their QB to a tragic injury.
So what? Ohio State won a national title.
That would not have
Ohio State won a national title with a backup quarterback. It's been done.
It's been done, but it's like, yeah, I do what you're saying. FSU should have got in, but it's just like.
And okay, so here's my other thing. I guarantee you, if Milroe got hurt and Alabama was in the situation, they'd put Alabama in because they'd say, well, Alabama has the talent to cover for Milroe being hurt. How do we know Florida State can't do the same thing? Florida State has a really good defense.
It's just the quarterback situation was sticky because it was second and third string.
The backup quarterback would have been available by the time the playoffs started.
I don't think that game would have been entertaining. FSU versus Michigan. Now, if Jordan Travis was hurt, then yeah.
The same way, if Alabama goes out and blows out Michigan, sure, Alabama fans will find it entertaining. Will it be entertaining to the national audience?
I mean,
the committee doesn't know what's going to happen, though. That's what I'm saying.
I rather watch Alabama versus Michigan than
you're an Alabama fan, though. That's a little different.
But ask anyone other than me.
Jordan, we went through this last year when Alabama didn't make the playoff, and every Alabama fan thought it was unfair. It is what it is. Because it's not like Florida State was at 6, and I'm saying, they need to jump teams to get into the top 4. They were at 4 and 1 and got penalized for it for an injury that happened 2 weeks ago. Not like the injury happened in that game. It happened 2 weeks ago. The committee had them at 5 when the injury happened. They beat Florida, and the committee put them back to 4. So obviously the injury didn't matter at that point. But now they win again, and now it's because the quarterback injury. That's what I'm saying. It makes 0 sense the more they had that guy talking about it. Because it didn't make sense, the procedure that they went through at Florida State.
So who is in your college football playoff? Who are your 4 teams that you wanted then?
Well, this goes to the other point, because Gene has made this point before. They didn't take the 4 best teams or the 4 deserving teams. They took a mixture of the 2, which is kind of crazy that they managed to do that. If you wanted to say who the 4 best teams, you would say, I guess, Michigan, Texas, because Washington's been real shaky the past couple of weeks. You would probably say Alabama, Georgia. Deserving, you would say Michigan, Washington, Texas, Florida State.
So you put Alabama in the
Alabama would be
best,
fifth.
the fifth. No,
Yeah.
so you had two. You had the
The
top
Alabama
four.
would be in if you want to say the teams playing the best right now. Alabama
Okay,
gets into that one.
I mean, they would deserve to be in that category too because like they beat Georgia. So you
Okay,
don't think that
but
they deserve to be in the playoffs? They
Florida
beat the best
State
team in the
beat
nation at the time.
LSU, and
We beat LSU too.
yes, but the ACC was supposed to be trash, but yet this ACC team beat two SEC teams, and it's like nobody cared because I heard Paul Feinbaum say the fact that Florida State beat LSU and LSU wasn't as good as everybody thought hurt Florida State. So then why didn't it hurt Alabama as well? Because Alabama beat the same LSU team. And when Florida State beat them, LSU was a top 5 team in the country. That's what I'm saying. The way that these guys on ESPN have tried to explain it made zero sense to me. If they wanted to say, we put Alabama in because we don't think Florida State would be competitive, it would be a messed up thing to say, but at least that's what they would tell us. And we could be like, whatever. But they're them trying to go through these mental gymnastics to be like, well, if you look at the strength of schedule and no. Oh yeah, Florida State has the injury, but we're looking at the strength of schedule. No, you're not. You penalize Florida State because of TCU, Cincinnati, and these other teams that everybody said didn't deserve to get in, got in and lost in various ways. That's why they penalized Florida State.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I showed you in the group chat that we're in that it was what Michigan should have been Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Alabama because Texas
Once
obviously
again,
beat
we
Alabama.
knew who the 4 you wanted in. We knew that already.
It was, I mean, obviously I got one and two were locked. I mean, really, Michigan, you know, but I mean, I think that for the sake of the playoffs and the sake of
And
ratings,
Jory
they got it
has
right.
a point right there. The committee has made it that the ACC is Clemson and nobody else. And the fact that it wasn't Clemson in the conversation, they said, oh, the ACC doesn't deserve it. And they've done this with other conferences. With the Pac 12, if it's not USC, they don't really care. Oregon, they'll listen to it, but they don't really care. Washington only got in because Washington had to go undefeated. I guarantee you, if Washington lost to Washington State, they would have kept them out too. And you probably would have got Alabama and Georgia in, to be honest.
So how's the playoff gonna work for next year? Is it like is it a lot is it a lot wider?
Hey, what's up, Yolanda? Yes, it's a 12-team playoff. So
Okay.
you're going to have there's going to be no Pac 12, so it's no longer a Power 5. So you'll have your Power 4 champions automatically get in. You'll get a group of 5 champion. So one of the smaller schools will get in as a champion, the highest ranked one. So if they did that this year, it'd be Liberty. Liberty was ranked like 22nd. They won the conference title. They would be probably the 12th seed, but they'd be like an automatic bid. And then everybody else will be filled in based off of the rankings. So you'll still get big name schools in it, which is why I'm like, I never understood why college football didn't want to do this way before. Because you would have gotten matchups like Oregon, Missouri, Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, Ole Miss. Like you would have gotten really good matchups that people would rather see than checking out the Vicks Vapor Rub Bowl with Tulane and I don't know, Northwest Mexico or something like that. Nobody's going to watch that unless you went to those two schools or you have a kid who goes there. That's something like college football has made this seem like it's so difficult to figure out. Look at college basketball. They have 64 teams fighting for it, and people are glued to their TV every game. Why wouldn't college football want that?
True.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like you have a point. You have a point. But I think that I
Put
think
me on the committee. I'll make college football lit.
man, put me on there too, man. I put Alabama there every year. So I mean, no, but put me on there. Put me on there.
I'll have you removed from the room because Alabama could go 0-13, and you'll be like, you got to put Alabama in because you got Nick
Nah,
Saban.
if they go on, I wouldn't do that. I
I mean,
wouldn't.
Jory put
I
the
wouldn't be.
ACC for voting no. Yes, the ACC did vote no, and well, the ACC has a lot of issues right now. Florida State might be trying to get out. Clemson might be trying to get out. If
Can
those two
teams
teams, if
can
those
teams
two
still
teams lose, I mean leave.
leave like their conferences?
Hey, it's college football. You can do whatever you want. It is a free for all. The only thing that might save them is if they win the ACC next year, they get a playoff spot. Whether or not that's enticing enough to keep them there,
How many SEC teams can make it? Like can make it, or is like you see, like you
you
said,
already
like
know out of the 12, probably 4 of them will be from the SEC. They're gonna do that every year. We already know.
well, Alabama, Georgia.
It's gonna be Alabama, Georgia. It'll probably be LSU or Ole Miss, probably. The
Hmm.
Big Ten, you're gonna get Michigan, Ohio State. Well, actually, the SEC, remember, they get Texas and Oklahoma next year, so they'll probably get Texas in as well.
Mm-hmm. What about Tennessee? Where are
Tennessee,
they?
Tennessee is
They
had they're not good.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The SEC, it's Georgia, Alabama, and then a lot of unknowns. Pick a
Yeah.
year, it could be any number of teams. It used to be Auburn, not so much now. Now it's kind of LSU, not so much. Now it's Ole Miss. It used to be Florida. Don't know what's going on over there. Arkansas used to be pretty good. I couldn't tell you the last time Arkansas won a big game. So it's I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd rather have the argument of team 13 versus team 12 over team 5 versus team 4. Because at least once you get down to the 13th like ranked team, it's like you probably have like 3 losses at that point. Do you really need to be playing for a national title? Probably not. But when you only have 4, you're dealing with 1 loss teams, sometimes undefeated teams, and it's like that's kind of messed up that they went through their whole season, and just because there weren't enough seats to get them in, they can't play for a national title.
So how they doing the playoff? Right? Is it like more? It's like the NFL. Like each.
Mm-hmm. The So the top 4 seeds will get a bye. 5 through 12 will play each other, and then those teams will move on to face 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then that's basically like an NFL system.
Hmm. So it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting, but yeah, let's move on to the NBA. I like this comment right here about Maurice. Let me get this out the way. Winning the first in-season tournament is a nice accomplishment, and I accept the Lakers to win. And that said, it's not anywhere near winning the NBA championship. Shake my head, it's too early for Bron propaganda.
That's
We're
exactly
in
what that is. I've heard all that already.
we're in an area where we now are giving awards for winning conference championships. Yeah, so Mo kind of jumped the gun, and I was going to ask you how you like this in-season tournament, like
I've
from
always
where
been a
you
fan of
were.
it. I didn't understand people who didn't like it. It's okay to
Yeah, I like
embrace
it.
change. It's not that
I
big of a
like.
problem.
I like it. I mean, it's, like some of the games that I've seen, kind of like had
You would never
that
get any intensity like
early.
this normally in November, December.
Yeah, like the Indiana.
Yeah,
Uh,
if that was a regular season game, there was no way you're going to get that kind of atmosphere.
right, right. Yeah. I mean, that's like. I mean, there's teams that that don't get that national spotlight that have been brought into the light because of this tournament.
That was my biggest thing for it. I was kind of mad
Um,
Orlando didn't make it because I wanted to see Orlando in the knockout round.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Who do you have winning like the two games, like George, Alabama, Michigan, and then who is
I
it?
have Texas beating Alabama in the championship.
You're looking past.
I think
Yeah,
Alabama beats Michigan. I think Texas beats Washington, and I think Texas beats Alabama.
I think Alabama gets her lick back.
I'm not saying I'd be surprised if Alabama won it. I just
I want to.
went into the season saying Texas was my dark horse pick. So if they're in it, I might as well stick with it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So like NBA. I mean, any storylines you want to talk about? Anything that's caught your eye?
Well, I found it interesting that the guy who came up with the play-in tournament came up with this in-season tournament. So whoever that guy is deserves a raise. That's one. Two, I like the fact that Silver is making it out to be a big deal. The fact that when it comes time for in-season tournament games, those are the only games on. Love that about it. I've heard that Silver is also looking to tweak it a little bit, and I think one of the tweaks might be, because I heard this from Frank Isola, he would love to see it extended out. So in the group play, you play each team home and away instead of half of them home, half away. That way you can maybe push it out to like Christmas, because then once you get to the Christmas Day games, that's kind of where the NBA takes off. And I love that idea. I'm sure Silver might think about that. I mean, a lot of people talk about the courts. Silver said that they'll look at some of the design. I mean, that's not that big of a deal for me. But if they changed it in such a way that it was kind of the regular court with like a patch or something on the court saying in-season tournament, I wouldn't care either way.
I mean, the courts are pretty cool though. Some of them are too bright.
Yeah, some of them people didn't like. People didn't like the red courts, which I was like, to be honest with you, didn't care that they were red or not. It's like if I watch Boise State football and they have the blue field, it's kind of cool on TV.
Yeah,
It was kind of cool.
I
Something
mean,
different of a red court.
yeah, there are some courts that were like too bright for the eyes. Like some like I think what the Hornets court wasn't. It was too bright. When they're in when they're in the.
I'm not watching a
But
lot of Hornets games, but I think I
no, what
heard
I'm
about
saying
their
like
court too.
it was like light blue.
Yeah.
But no, I like it so far. I mean, I think that they're Lakers and Pelicans, and then my or
Bucks
Bucks,
Pacers.
Indiana.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be Lakers and Bucks in the championship. But
I
I
think I think
mean,
it's, I think that's what the NBA would love. Me, I'm rooting for Pacers Pelicans. I think that would be a crazy entertaining game. I kind of think it'd be a nice way to kind of usher in the in-season tournament of being here, having two teams that haven't won anything, are filled with a bunch of young players that maybe fans don't watch a lot. I think it'd be cool. But look, if it's Lakers Bucks, yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
and when that's the championship is Saturday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I like the concept. It's a lot more competitive games out there. Teams that haven't really don't have no shot at the playoffs get some shine. Um, I mean, I don't think there's any much else to cover right now as far as the NBA. I mean, I think it's and then
They've almost hit every. Well, I never had an idea about the in-season tournament. Never crossed my mind. Playing kind of. I think the next thing, a tournament with the teams that don't make the playoffs to fight for the number one pick.
I like that. I like that idea.
I mean, if this guy can come up with these two, he may be thinking about that already. And if he does that, I would vote for that guy for president.
So it's a guy in part of the NBA. Like, is he was
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know who the guy is, but I heard like he came up with these two ideas, and like that's his job, I guess, to find ways to make the season more interesting or whatever. I don't know.
got you. I mean, before we wrap up the show, and the MLB made the winter meetings are up and running. And not many teams have made splashes yet, but I know the Yankees
The
Got
Yankees
Juan
did,
Soto.
Yankees exist.
They got Juan Soto. And then they got Grisham, I think, with them, and then we gave them Michael King and a couple other players. Then we also got Verdugo. So like our lineup it's gonna be scary with probably Torres starting.
We're not
Or
doing this again.
what?
Every offseason, we're told the Yankees lineup is going to be scary. And then we get to the season, it's a bunch of 220 hitters that hit home runs. I'll believe it when I see it.
Hmm. But I mean, other than that, I mean, no really other big moves. I know Yankees are also going to talk to the top Japanese pitcher.
Of course they are.
I mean, that'd be awesome if we
The
get him.
Yankees are like the Cowboys and the Lakers. They're in on everybody. We'll see how many of these people they actually get.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think he's supposed to be flying in and talking to Cashman and the Yankees on Monday. So I
Yeah.
think Yankees are like they're like the top one of the top teams to get like top suitors to get him. I think Jet
Mm.
or not Jets. I mean, not Broncos. I mean, Toronto is still is in the mix.
That's wild that Toronto's in.
Yeah, yeah.
Japanese
Oh,
players usually go West Coast or they go New York or Boston. They normally don't head up to Canada.
well, didn't they have a Japanese pitcher on the Blue Jays? I mean, well, I think Dylan might know. He's a
Ryu?
huh?
Ryu?
Who?
Like Hin Jin Ryu or something. I think they had
Yeah,
him.
something like that.
Yeah, but they got him after he went to the Dodgers. That's what I'm saying. When they first come over here, they normally go West Coast or New York or Boston. Because in Japan, those are the teams that play over there. If you run through Japan, you'll find people who support the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Mariners because of Ichiro.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually the teams that they want to play for when they come over here.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't really been much news. I know Bellinger is still a free agent. A couple other free agents. Yeah, I mean, Otani's still out there. I mean, what are the Angels going to do with
Ohtani's on
him?
his own. He's on his own timeline. He doesn't care about what's going on right now.
Yeah, I think he's trying to talk to, I think, the Mets.
Don't go there. Don't go
Yankees.
to the Mets. Don't go there either. Pitchers go to the Yankees and turn into trash. Don't know why that is. Jordan Montgomery used to be Yankee, was trash. Somehow he's in the rotation of the World Series winning Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi used to be with the Yankees, was on that Rangers staff.
Eovaldi?
I think Eovaldi was with the Yankees early in his career. Yeah. It might have been when he had the Tommy John surgery. I think he was a member of the Yankees. James Paxton was seen as a bust with the Yankees, had this great season with the Red Sox, and is now seen as a top pitching free agent. So whatever it is about Yankee Stadium, pitchers struggle there. I mean, even look at Garrett Cole. Like, he's a good pitcher.
Didn't he get like Cy Young?
Yeah, but he got to New York and all of a sudden he was giving up a bunch of home runs, which he didn't do in Pittsburgh. There's just something about Yankee Stadium. I don't know. It takes something from pitchers. Same as when you take hitters out of Coors Field. A lot of them kind of struggle because of they don't have the altitude and all that. So.
Yeah, man. But I think that will conclude today's show, man. I think it was a good show, man. Definitely much needed show. I mean, we'll definitely be back on pace. I know we both been busy with our jobs, but yeah, we just gotta get back on our routine schedule with the show. But yeah, man. Other than that, I mean,
I was supposed to answer the soccer question from your boy. Yes, Messi stole it from Holland, but I already knew Messi was going to get it because the minute Messi won his World Cup, it was the year of Messi. And he went to Inter Miami and did what he did there. He was obviously going to get it, but Holland should have won the award. Nobody had a better season than Holland did. With what he did, Premier League and Champions League, he was the best player on the planet.
Did you get that new FIFA game that came out or that soccer game?
I absolutely did.
Is it nice? Is it better than the?
I mean,
Well,
I
we say
like
it's
it.
better than like the FIFA. Like it's not FIFA, right? It's a different game, like FC something.
Supposedly, FIFA's making their own game. Don't know when that's happening. I mean, I'm interested to see what they produce. But yeah,
Like the
I
play,
mean,
like the play
it's
style is it like kind of like FIFA? Or is low? The graphics are better.
yeah. If you play FIFA, you'll pick up EAFC and be like, okay, I know what I'm doing here. The only thing is like crossplay, pro clubs, which I actually have been playing a lot with some like people on Twitch. It's a lot of fun, especially now that it is crossplay. Career mode and stuff is all the same. If you played it in FIFA, it's the same here. I think it's a bit more challenging on EAFC, which I'm fine with. And I guess that creates a skill gap, which seems like the hot term in gaming. So yeah, I definitely like it. I like playing pro clubs.
Because they have all the updated teams, like all the
Mhm.
updated rosters, and like Ronaldo's on like with that Saudi Arabian team.
That's actually a good question. I think he is. I have not looked. I think Messi's on Inter Miami. Haven't looked there either. I think it's like a few players who aren't in the game for what kind of like the same thing. Like Barkley's never been in an NBA game, so something like that. But yeah, most of them are on their teams, and they still do like the roster updates every so often when they have to. So
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah. So you hopefully I think Mystic or Mystery he saw the answer. If not, we'll be back on. Then we'll Kyle will answer that again for you if you didn't hear it. But I think
I don't think
he
Liam.
might be,
I don't think
huh?
Liam put a soccer question for him because Liam is a soccer fan as well.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks Liam for joining the show, man. Other people on Twitch and everything. I appreciate that. I definitely if you give us a follow on the JJL Sports Talk on Twitter and the JJL Sports Talk show on YouTube. We on there, and then my Facebook. Jordan John Louis. It's spelled JEAN hyphen LUIS. You want to show your shot? I know you're showing. I know you're streaming right now. You're like the chopping at the bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, you guys know where to find me. Find me there. Find me on Sports Empire Network. If you want gaming stuff, follow me on Twitch. I'm trying to be one of those consistent streamers over there. You usually get about 2 to 3 out of me, especially now that I'm in a Madden league and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's the easiest way. Just go to the About section on YouTube or Facebook and follow me on all the links there.
Nice, sounds good, man. And yeah. So this was a good episode, and then we'll be back in a couple of days. All right, y'all be safe,
We'll be
and
back before GTA 6 comes out. I can guarantee
oh for
that.
sure. Oh, that game looks sick. But
Yes.
yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back.
All right, guys.